1, 2, is this on?
There's nothing like a raw ovation of a wrestling crowd. Some of the best reactions, be them positive or negative, are when the audience is so loud the wrestler can't get their words out.
I can't.
Sometimes I just give up on the promos because I can't just sit there and for 2 minutes and try and talk when they're not letting me.
We've seen plenty of audiences hijack promo segments in this way over the years.
To be a success. Shut up and listen to me.
And for this video, we'll look at some of these moments in detail.
We didn't even do anything to eat.
From the UK to the US, all the way to Europe and Canada.
Let me remind you and these stupid idiots who won't shut up.
Today, we highlight 10 more insane crowds that didn't let wrestlers speak. Hulk Hogan has experienced night and day reactions when it comes to crowds making so much noise he can't cut his promo. Many people were never going to look at Hogan the same again after his race scandal and poor attempt at an apology.
And it's exactly what that was. It was a glitch. It was a huge mistake. The worst thing I've ever said.
This resulted in him being booed into oblivion on night 2 of WrestleMania 37 in his hometown of Tampa, Florida.
Brothers, and welcome to WrestleMania Sunday.
Monday Night Raw's debut of Netflix from January 6, 2025 was even worse for the Hulkster.
But you, the fans, have been my greatest tag team partner because you guys have stuck with me through thick and thin, dudes.
But back in 2002, the public opinion of Hulk Hogan hadn't yet been soured. Despite returning as part of the heel NWO, fans just couldn't boo him, since they were so overjoyed to see him back in the World Wrestling Federation. There were 2 notable occasions in 2002 where the Hulkamaniacs just couldn't get enough of Hogan, including on the May 16th SmackDown in Montreal, Canada. It was in Montreal 2 months prior that Hollywood Hogan received one of the greatest reactions ever on the Raw after WrestleMania 18.
Look at the response from these people, JR. This is amazing.
It was an incredible sustained Raw that would have kept going had Hulk not needed to get out his promo. There were a host of memorable moments from Montreal on the Raw after Mania 18. Their rendition of the Hey 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 Goodbye song hijacked Stephanie McMahon and Triple H's segment. The two had just agreed to a stipulation where Stephanie would leave the WWE if she lost in a match the next week.
Millions of viewers tune in to see me every week!
But there was another chant directed at Steph she was more used to.
I don't know if she can speak. Wait a minute, not that one. Listen to this.
The Goodbye song was heard again during Vince McMahon's promo with Ric Flair. That's because this was meant to be one of the chairman's last appearances on Raw for a while, as Vince would take over SmackDown while Flair ran the red brand. And since we were in Montreal, there had to be a "You Screwed Brett" chant.
Oh, please.
The SmackDown after WrestleMania 39 began a trend where anytime DOMINIK Mysterio would get on the mic, the boos were so loud his voice could barely be heard.
Dum Dum has something he would like to say.
I can't. At Payback, we did exactly what Mommy told us to do.
Daddy Dom, he getting booed in his own hometown.
DOMINIK had become one of the best heels during this time due to the despicable way he treated his family, especially his father Ray, who every wrestling fan in the world loves.
Mom, shut up!
So the thunderous clatter of boos was the audience's way of getting back at Dom.
I decided not to show aggression towards my dad!
Sometimes I just give up on the promos because I can't just sit there and for 2 minutes and try and talk when they're not letting me.
I said,
I can't hear anything he's saying. It's pointless.
There's no doubt crowds are booing DOMINIK, but some have questioned if WWE are piping in sound to make the boos appear louder, especially since crowd sweetening is something the company has been known to do in the past.
you're not medically clear to
I always thought they were pumping in that noise. I didn't realize how loud it actually was when you were out here.
While Dominik was being booed out of arenas, Sami Zayn was leading the charge over on the babyface side. One of Zayn's best nights in front of a packed house was the SmackDown before Elimination Chamber 2023, ahead of his clash with Roman Reigns for the WWE Universal title. Both shows took place in Sami's hometown of Montreal. He was given a hero's welcome as he addressed the people. Zayn was emotional as he took in the electric atmosphere around him. Sami may not have won at the pay-per-view, but the entire weekend was still one of the best and most emotional hometown returns in wrestling, featuring a rambunctious and fanatical Quebec crowd.
Tonight, in front of his wife, in front of 17,000 countrymen in Montreal. And of all the damn ways, Reign has retained the championship.
You know, it was kind of an unhappy ending tonight. And I'd be lying if I said that doesn't affect me.
Zayn's fellow Canadian Chris Jericho was making waves in World Championship Wrestling throughout 1998. One of the worst crowds WCW hosted every year was during a motorcycle rally in Sturgis, South Dakota for the annual Road Wild events. Those in attendance weren't usually wrestling fans, so they didn't make too much noise during the matches, aside from revving their engines, which was the biker equivalent to pops and boos, as we'll see. Jericho, being as good as he is, knew how to get under the biker's skin. They didn't have to know who he was, because Chris could get anyone to dislike him, as he insulted the motorcyclists in attendance.
As I was driving down the streets of Sturgis today on my smoking Honda motorcycle, I realized I don't really want to perform in front of a bunch of weekend warrior motorcyclers like yourselves.
Jericho tried to finish his promo but could barely be heard over the bikers revving up.
Quiet down already!
I like this. Can we bring them everywhere to drown him out?
Huh?
The Rock was Jericho's favorite opponent to work with as a heel in WWF. They wrestled a lot over the space of 3 years, but by 2002, the People's Champ needed to turn. The Great One's last night as a babyface was on the Raw 10th anniversary show in January 2003. Here, Rock and Chris had an exchange where the Brahma Bull was booed heavily since he'd been off making movies for the last 5 months.
Rock's here via satellite.
Matter of fact, we can't go on. No. The Rock can't go on before he says one thing. The Rock has got to say this considering where we're at. Finally!
If it wasn't already clear before, now without a shadow of a doubt, The Rock had to return as a heel. This happened a month later as a Hollywood Rock character was born. His first night back face to face with the people was on the February 20, 2003 episode of SmackDown, emanating from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Finally!
While The Rock is known for taking numerous pauses and really taking in the electricity from the arena, on this occasion he had no choice given the boisterous response from the masses. The Rock eventually began to talk and acknowledged the chant.
The Rock here's Rocky. The Rock here's Rocky sucks. The Rock heard over here. The Rock here's Hogan. But hey, that's enough.
Daniel Bryan's ascent to the main event of WrestleMania 30 saw numerous shows and segments get hijacked by the fans. As much as the WWE damaged their relationship with the audience during this time, crowds hijacking the product showed how much impact the vocal majority can have when they make so much noise. They forced the company's hand in putting the belt on Bryan, after he was originally scheduled to face Sheamus at Mania in a nothing match in the middle of the card. The December 9, 2013 Raw from Bryan's home state of Washington was an important night in his history. The main event segment hyping Randy Orton and John Cena's world title unification ladder match at the upcoming TLC pay-per-view was completely overshadowed by the people chanting for Bryan. Triple H couldn't get his words out, forcing the other wrestlers in the ring to acknowledge Bryan.
Bryan's having fun.
Cena even incorporated Bryan into his promo as a way of taking a shot at Orton being handed opportunities due to nepotism.
You've had to work for everything you've got.
Yes.
A month out from WrestleMania, Bryan was now going to be wrestling Triple H at the Show of Shows after CM Punk left, meaning the game had to switch opponents. But this still wasn't the WWE Championship match fans wanted for Bryan. So those in attendance on the March 3rd, 2014 Raw in Chicago built up a campaign on social media outlining how they were going to hijack the show. The noise was deafening due to Bryan's exchange with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon.
Losing again at the Elimination Chamber? I wouldn't be out here trying to hijack Raw.
The night's main event angle saw Bryan and Triple H brawl after the Game insulted Bryan during their promo segment earlier in the night, while the crowd jeered.
Why can't you just accept your failure? Why can't you just accept your inadequacies?
A few weeks later, it was announced that Bryan would wrestle 2 matches at WrestleMania 30, including in the main event for the title if he defeated Triple H first. Bryan got his big win at Mania and was given a hero's welcome the next night in New Orleans, Louisiana, in front of a rabid Raw After Mania crowd.
He's trying to talk, they won't let him.
On NXT in 2017 and 18, Tommaso Ciampa began to receive a lot of heat after turning on friend and tag partner Johnny Gargano. From there, Ciampa didn't even have entrance music. He was met with a chorus of boos and "You suck" chants each time he walked to the ring. The boos were also a feature of Ciampa's promos, as he stood in the ring on the mic while being drowned out by the jeers from NXT's Full Sail Arena. Backlash 2024 was one of the most unforgettable live experiences in wrestling history. Lyon, France was sensational. For the whole weekend, WWE hosted them, including the May 3rd SmackDown. Lyon stole the show during the closing face-off between WWE Champion Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles, who was set to do battle at Backlash. Both men had to stop their tracks as the capacity crowd chanted at the top of their lungs.
It's almost like you.
The French showed the company just how much it was missing by not running televised events there for all these years.
Phenomenal.
One month later, it was a similar story for Rhodes and Styles before they squared off at Clash at the Castle in Scotland. On the go-home SmackDown, Glasgow were in high spirits ahead of the clash. They just would not stop singing Cody's name, doing so in the form of a chant you'd expect to hear inside a UK football stadium.
AJ! And these stupid idiots who won't shut up!
After years of success and fan adulation, the New Day were dealt a huge blow after losing Big E to a career-threatening neck injury in 2022. The group never really recovered after, so 2.5 years later, while celebrating 10 years together, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods turned heel in dramatic fashion by shutting away the injured E.
Family! Come on, man.
A seemingly unbreakable friendship and bond was destroyed. It was a brilliant angle that the fans could sink their teeth into. The next week, on the December 9, 2024 edition of Raw, Kingston and Woods were booed out of the building, unable to speak.
After the 10 years of positivity that Woods and I have given you, you're gonna tell me you're this mad over one day?
We came out here.
The audience didn't want to hear what Kofi and Xavier had to say after their reprehensible, unforgivable act the previous week. The duo continued to experience similar reactions in the weeks that followed.
Tonight was supposed to be a homecoming for me.
You know, we go way. I can't even talk to Jay.
And we only have a short amount of time. We're gonna need y'all to quiet down for just a little bit. You can do it.
Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our first installment of 10 insane crowds that didn't let wrestlers speak. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.